Hi, this is Lisa from Low Cooking Rubber Stamp. Today I'm going to show you how to make this miniature Chinese screen. We also call it divider. If you go to the Chinese restaurant, you probably see this kind of divider often. They used to divide the room, to separate the room, sometimes give a little bit people privacy. And in the Oriental, in the Chinese culture, long time ago, the ladies just use this divider and standing in the, behind, they change the clothes. So we're going to show you how to make this miniature one. It's fun and it's kind of like a 3D card. Okay, in every tutorial that I create, I always try to telling my viewers, you're learning the idea. You don't have to, you probably don't like the project that I create, but the learning is the most important things that when you watch this tutorial. So today's material list is just the basic tool. You're going to need the markers, few impact, glue, scroll body or scroll pile. I'm going to use a glossy paper and also some punches. If you have something fancy one like this, that's good. If you don't have one, the square one, they work just fine. If you don't have a punches, the die cut also do the same job. I'm going to show you how. Okay, so we're gonna start. We are going to start our basic card first. So which is the black embossing cardstock. So this is 8.5. We are going to use our square pile to mark. To divide the three part, 4 sections. So every 2 inches, we are going to drawing a line. Okay. Let's do this. If you don't have a scroll pile, you can just use your pencil. Just mark in the back of your cardstock. Try to be flexible. You don't have to use exactly the tool that I use. Okay, so that's going to put our scroll part away. And then once after you create the line, scrolling line, is very easy to folding it. So that's what look like, or basic divider. And then we have I have this border die cut. I have no idea whose die is. I'm sure you have something similar like that. So just run through the machine, just die cut it 1 or 2 pieces, just like that, and have handy. We're going to glue on the top. Okay, life is about the learning. I learn all the time. Every time when I create a project, sometime in the middle project, I always have some issue and how I can make it better. So when I create this card, I face some problem. Is when I punch, I use my punch. And I try to put my punch over there and try to punch. I usually can't get the right place. Either a little bit cook on the right side or cook a little bit on the left side. So, and I ask myself, how can I fix that problem? So I come out with this idea, and I like to share with you. It's always a good idea to create a prototype before you start working on your final project, because especially it's a little bit complicated, because sometimes it maybe won't work and then you waste all your time to the coloring. So I'm going to just use a piece of cardstock to show you what can happen. So if you have a fancy punch like this, that's good. If you don't have it, the regular square one, they will work just fine. And then this is what I do when I start to punch. I kind of just visualize where I supposed to punch, and then I say, okay, here's good enough, and then I punch. Oops, you can see the right side have more space than the left side. So we're not Superman. We cannot see in through the piece of metal, so we cannot get the right place. So what I'm going to do to avoid that one, so this is what idea I come out with, and I would like to share with you. So if you have some awesome idea, I really appreciate if you can send me an email, let me know, and I will create a tutorial and we will share with other people. So that's how we learn, right? So I am going to, so this is the width is 2 inches, so I am going to have just regular scrap paper, and it's also the 2 inches, and then I am going to just fold in the half. Because this is just a scrap paper, it doesn't matter, so it's just using as your guiding. If you don't want to fold in the half, you can just mark use your ruler and the pencil, just mark the line. The point of this is when I place this can you see? So when I put the punch like this, I can see, because the mark, I can see where is the middle. So that way I can get a very pretty even, okay, something like that. See, this time I got the right and left, the space is just the perfect one. Okay, and then I say, okay, but when I'm working on these, I don't want to folding my car, because it's going to have a folding line in the middle. That's going to be very ugly, right? And then I ask myself, what else I can do to avoid that part? So these, what I come out with. So I have this template, so I am going to just put on top of my car. And then you can tape it if you're not sure that you can make sure you don't move it, so you can tape it. And then now when I insert my punch, I use that white piece of cardstock as my guiding, and then punch. Ta-da! That's exactly the place, and I'm sure they are going to be pretty even, right side and the left side. Isn't that a good idea? Okay, so I'm going to do again. Second one. So that way I am sure all my 4 punches is going to be even, and then I won't get the crooked image. Okay, so just use that one, and then use your template, a little bit guiding, and then move on to the last one. Okay, just use your thumb to hold it. If you're not sure, tape it. If you accidentally cut or punch a little bit your template, it's okay, who cares? It's handmade. Handmade is always like that. See, that way is easily sitting on top. And then I also find out if sometimes I actually go a little bit further or a little bit what you can do if they're standing on the table and not really, staying straight, you can just give a little bit trimming in the bottom. Try to solve your problem, make sure they're standing nicely. Okay, now you're gonna ask me, I don't have exactly the punch like this. What I'm going to do? I'm sure you have a lot of die cut. This is a spellbinder's die. I had this a while ago. Just looking for the shape that can create this kind of arch. Okay, so this is a die cut. You are going to just place there, and then remember, make your guiding window or draw a line. Make sure every time when you put the on top of your cardstock is even space, so that way when you finish, your card will standing on the table just right. Okay, and then we're going to add some decoration here. So I have at least a border die cut. It's not long enough. So what we're going to do is we just cut 2 times, and then we are going to just glue them together. No big deal. I don't know, have you tried this glue before? I think it worked pretty good. It kind of dry fast. So, but any kind of glue, they will work just fine. So I just put a little bit glue here, and then put on top. And then we're just trimming the extra part. Okay, make sure it's dry, and then we can easily fold it. And that's how I add that extra decoration on top. Okay, we are going to working on our center images now. We are going to use our Chinese detail flowers too, and we also have the matching die, and we are going to use our words background. We have a lot of other tutorial on website, so make sure you check it out. I'm not just keep repeating the same idea. The only things I keep repeating is remember, if you want to use markers, there's 2 kind of stamp on the market. One is called the shadow stamp, one is called the detail stamp. The detail stamp is good for coloring, so you stamp the outline and then you color inside the line. The shadow stamp is the stamp that they are reverse image, so you can see from the back, the shadow stamp, they are completely flat, and the detail stamp, they have an outline. So if you want to use some markers, make sure you use a shadow stamp. If you only have a regular stamp, no matter how many color you use, you only end up to have a colorful outline. You will never get a solid image like that. Okay, so I'm going to just color one flower to show you the idea. The rest of them I'm going to fast forward so that way you don't have to wait, you don't have to go through all again. So we're going to use our bamboo, and like I say, when you use the shadow stem, the best idea is that when the first one or two times, you're going to use the same block to sanding the surface, just the first few times. That helps you to get the better ink. So we're going to bring a little bit closer here. So the bamboo, we are always use one light color, one dark color. This is a local King Robert stain or oil markers. They are just great quality water-based markers. Check our website. So foundation color, we're going to color everywhere, no gap. Okay, that's your foundation color. Try to hold in your marker 45 degree so your the ink will floating more smoothly. Our marker is awesome. One box marker will last at least 3-4 years, and you can use it for blending. You can use it for watercoloring. Just check our other tutorial to see how to use those magic markers. So one at least a 3 to 4 color, that's good enough. So I start with a light color, add a little bit darker color, and a little bit black. The darker color we use last and last. This is absolutely no skill required, but don't tell your friend. Always tell your friend take 2 hours, make your birthday card. So I have a, I'm going to stamp out the glossy paper. Remember, glossy paper is not the photo paper. If you don't have it, just use regular cardstock, okay? So we're going to put our image in the middle of this white, this glossy paper. Just give a nice firm press. That's what it look like. Remember, it looks nice because the stamp is nothing to do with the markers. If you have a good set of marker, Tomboy, Marvy, Stampin' Up, Tin Holes, Distract Ink, they all work well. The trick is really the design of the stamp and the quality of a rubber that will work. Unfortunately, the coloring technique doesn't really work on the clear stamp. When you use clear stamp, when you color them, you will find the color they don't blend in well. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit color in the back of my bamboo. Remember, when you use the background color, you'll always use the color that lighter than your main image. As long as they are lighter than your main image, you can put it directly on top. They won't disturb your image. If it's darker than your image, because the dye-based ink, they are transparency, so they will showing through your image. See, I just add a little bit touch out for my background, and then I'm going to use a stylus, just pick a little bit color. Okay, give a nice touch. That's the bamboo. See, and I'm going to just mount on top. Okay, next. So we have or matching dies to matching or stamp. Or die cut is really detailed. They are really fine and matching our image perfectly. So the die cut is very popular on the market now. We are the local King Robert stamp. They are the only few company have the matching stamp and matching die. So without the stamp, the die cut look like this. They are pretty detail already, but what's make all different is our matching stamp and our matching die. So with our stamp, they make this one make the die cut more interesting. So this is the 2D card that looks pretty awesome already, and we can always upgrade to the 3D. I always joke around with my friend. I say, you will find out how important you are when you receive the birthday card from me. They all know now. If they only receive the 2D one, that means they are okay friend. If they receive the 3D one, that means I value the friendship. Just kidding. So we are going to make a 3D now. So when you make a 3D card, you don't have to stand the background again. So this is what it's going to do. You just use the pink color, and then we're going to use dauber. We're going to just give a little bit touch out for the background, make separate the background and your flower. So just use the dauber, just give a little bit touch up, and then we are going to just mount our flower on top. Like this, and yellow one go with the yellow, the pink one go with the pink, and the bamboo just go to, so you don't have to stamp one time. You can put the direct on top. It doesn't matter if you spend one time and put, that's just cost you extra work. So that's what it look like. In the Chinese culture, when you see those kind of divider, they usually have a 4 section. It's very seldom you see more than 4. Usually it's 4 pieces. And then they can be the 4 season, like spring, summer, winter, fall, or these 4 flower. Those 4 flower is really, really popular. And they are in the right order too. Usually the cherry blossom come first, and then the orchid, and the bamboo, and the chrysanthemum. So they are in order. If you see their order is a kind of like this, that means is they are in the wrong order. So make sure is cherry blossom, orchid, bamboo, and chrysanthemum. And then one more thing you have to know is the bamboo stem. Okay, there's one more thing you have to do. You have to know is the bamboo stem. In the Chinese culture, when you make cards, make sure the bamboo leaves is pointing down. Don't make it upside down. Make sure your bamboo is like this. If you do the bamboo like this, it's very bad luck in the Chinese culture. So make sure the bamboo is the leaves is pointing down instead of pointing up. Okay, so this is our final project, mini Chinese divider. I hope you like it. Remember, we don't send the email out every time when we launch a new tutorial. If you don't want to miss or this week's special, make sure you sign out or subscribe our YouTube channel or like us on the Facebook. Only on the Facebook and the YouTube channel you will receive the notice when we launch a new tutorial, and we are offering the special promotion for this tutorial. Usually when we launch the tutorial, there is a special deal for the stamp set and die set that I use. So it's a limit time, usually around 7 to 10 days. Make sure you don't miss it. Or if you don't use the Facebook or YouTube channel, just make sure you check our online store. Click this week's special. There's always something running. So I hope you like this tutorial. See you next time.